Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 6 of the Oakland 68s podcast. It's been a while. It's been a while since we had an episode going on. How's everyone doing? First of all, before I start, let's introduce everyone. It's not just myself, Anson, and Jorge this time. Jorge's actually probably busy with his family and doing adult stuff right now. But not in that way, hopefully. Anyways, joining me today, we have.
Why not,
Hey, who knows, man? You only live once, right? Joining us today, we have Bryan from the Last Dive Bar.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to bring on some guests from the 68s board. We have Steve. Say what's up. There you go. And we also have Dennis, aka Denny, aka Diesel, aka whatever you want to call him. How are you guys doing today?
Doing all right, man. Had a pretty productive day. How about you, man?
Not bad. Just busy with life and everything. Gearing up for Fans Fest, gearing up for this new era of Oakland sports, which is going to be very interesting. We got the Roots coming up, the Souls later in the year. We got the Baller seasons starting back up again. But as we begin, or before we start getting into it, Fans Fest, our third annual Fans Fest, is going to be held on March 1st, 2025. From 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be held at Raimondi Park in Prescott Market. It's going to be, well, it's funny because when we started this, it was going to be like a scaled down event, but knowing us with the 68s and Last Dive Bar, we don't really know how to scale things down. It just turned into something else that is bigger than what we expected. I mean, every year gets better and better. This one, I am very curious to see how it turns out. I'm not saying that the attendance is going to be as large as last year. It's just interesting to see who's really down with Oakland, who's really down to support this community. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to make that switch between going to A's games at the Coliseum, Oakland A's games at the Coliseum. Now that they're not in Oakland, they're playing in an Airbnb rental park in Sacramento, which is Sutter Health Park. Is it Sutter Health?
Sutter Health, yeah.
Park, yeah. I mean, good luck to them. Whatever they want to do, it doesn't matter to me anymore. The Roots are going to be playing there, so it's going to be a very interesting situation with the city of Oakland and the future of their sports. I don't want to keep going too far into this, but Bryan, you want to talk about all the surprises, the guests? What can we expect for Fans Fest 2025?
Oh, man. Well, I expected it to be like this. The minute Jorge and you texted me and said, yo, you down? I was like, yeah, let's do this, And so, it's going to be – I think it's going to be just as special, if not more special, than it was last year. I mean, we pretty much have – a lot of the same groups coming back, right? A lot of the same teams coming back, but we've added to that. You know what I mean? We added the Sharks, we added the Barracuda. We added two teams that are stepping up. They realize the importance of the climate in Oakland right now, and they're showing their support. They're coming out, and so hopefully for them, it attracts a lot of new fans that have never experienced hockey. They can go and experience hockey. You know what I mean? With the precipice of the Roots at the Coliseum coming, this is a big event for the Roots and the Soul and the soccer community. You know what I mean? Coming back, playing at the Coliseum. The field, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. The grass looks amazing. I mean, Clay Wood, the dude's a magician. We got all the local sports, the community sports. The Oakland All-Stars will be there again. So, this is going to be huge. We had 5 ex-A's players last year. We have 6 this year. We even had to slow it down and not have 7 or 8 because we easily could have had that. And so, I think it's going to be huge. We got two stages going off. We're calling it an indoor stage, even though it's like an indoor courtyard. An indoor stage, an outdoor stage, live music, DJ, 3 MCs, celebrity guests. Right, Brodie Brazil, he's making it happen. Right. Now he's got his freedom now, so he can do what he wants to do, which is, and he's supported by the Sharks, which is cool to see. We have roughly right now, 60 vendors that are signed on to come through. So, I mean, it's going to be like a massive event, and we got everything from beer to gin, with Longman Gin coming back. And then we got dessert offerings. We got non-alcoholic beverages, booths coming. Weed maps. We haven't announced it yet, but they're coming back, and you definitely got to go hit up their booth because they got free Roots tickets at the Coliseum. They got free Baller tickets that they're going to be giving away. So I mean, this thing's going to be. I mean, I'm thinking it's another 10K plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a beautiful venue that's Prescott Market is a host. So they're allowing us to host the event, and so that's exciting because they got their big, huge grand opening, following that. So it's gonna be cool. It's right there, Raimondi Park. Man, the colors are gonna be popping. You got murals all surrounding you everywhere. It's gonna be beautiful. There's not gonna be any rain. It's gonna be a nice 68 degrees. So I'm looking forward to it.
Pun intended. And
Pun intended.
Just enter the podcast, Shirene. Welcome, Shirene. Shirene is also on the board of the 68s. One thing I would like to repeat is that I want to incorporate more people from the 68s on this podcast. It's not just Jorge and myself. It's literally our podcast. It's everyone's podcast, honestly. Shirene, do you want to talk about what to expect for Fans Fest?
So I'm on the board. My name's Shirene. I definitely have been in contact with a lot of breweries. So I have the nickname of Chief Beer Officer for the Oakland 68s.
Yo.
And as of right now, it looks like we have about 9 to 10 different breweries. So I've been in contact with them all. All of them are in. I know that Bryan talked about non-alcoholic beverages. Fieldwork is a brewery. They do great beers, but they also have like a great non-alcoholic offering that they're super duper excited to introduce. So for those that don't necessarily partake in alcohol, be on the lookout for that.
Nice.
We have Altamont coming, Line 51, Almanac, Doka Beer, 21st Amendment, Oakland United, 2 pitchers. Temescal might be coming. So yeah, we got a lot of folks coming through, and it's going to be awesome. And I want to say, I think Wright and Brown's going to be there as well. And they do whiskey and rum, and they're made right here in Oakland, and they'll be giving out samples as well.
Right on. And I mean, it's really cool to see everyone come out and show up for Oakland and the community and that aspect. And one thing I wanted to, before we get into the guests and the athletes that are going to be appearing at Fans Fest, someone, I forgot their handle, is on Instagram. I believe they put it on, Bryan, on the last dive bar. There was a comment on there that they said that the cool thing to see about these athletes that are showing support, it's more of so they care about the community. They're not just doing this because, oh, I'm a former player. They actually care about the community. Like, they don't have to be at Fans Fest. Fans Fest in Oakland, considering the situation with the A's in Oakland, people are shying away from what we're doing. People are shying away from being associated with this defiant, this situation that we've not put ourselves into, because it's literally John Fisher just dug his grave, but we just kind of protested it. They don't want to associate that because it kind of jeopardizes their future with working with Major League Baseball. Someone, to make a long story short, they said it's really cool to see them backing up the community because they care, and they hope and pray that that's the future of American sports fandom. And I think sums it up perfectly. Like, I mean, people have reached out. Even last year, they wanted to join Fans Fest. I'm not going to name any names out there just to stir up any controversy, but they kind of backed out last minute, or they wanted to do it, but they didn't want to speak up about it. But the people who showed up continuously, even this year, last year, the year before, they genuinely care. They know that this community is special, and shout out to everyone who's even involved. Shout out to everyone who is just sacrificing their time and money, because they don't have to do this. This is just for the fans. They could be doing anything else. There's a lot to do in the Bay Area. There's a lot of money to make out there. A lot of these people are doing this because they genuinely care about the community. So I applaud you. Thank you for sticking with us. And Dennis, Steve, you guys want to chime in on what else to expect about Fans Fest?
Well, honestly, I just want to talk about the fact that we're going to have 2 former MVPs there. I mean, I think that's pretty impressive. I mean, Miguel Tejada and Jose Canseco, I know they both have a little bit of controversy, how some things in their career unfolded. But, just the fact that those are, two guys that are both AL MVPs, and Jose Canseco, he's got 2 World Series rings. I mean, I'm super impressed, with the efforts, last dive bar and us with the 68s that we've been able to put forth to really bring in some big names, this year and last year. And it's when we first talked about doing it this year, I don't want to say concerned. I guess I was more curious as to, all right, what kind of response can we expect this year from, players and other fans who maybe want to come back out? What's it going to be like? And, I'm pleasantly, I guess for lack of a better word, I guess I'm pleasantly surprised to say that it looks like it's going to be bigger and better than ever. We're just rolling full steam ahead, regardless of what goes on in the world around us. We're still going to do what we do because that's why we're here.
Exactly. Life does go on. I mean, we got to move on, but I'd rather move on if it's not with the A's. If they don't want to be in Oakland, have fun. Do what you got to do. I'd rather stick with the Ballers. I'd rather stick with the Soul. I'd rather stick with the Roots. I'd rather stick with teams who just care about the community. It's this whole saga with the A's in Oakland kind of just changed my perspective on being a sports fan and just the way that I view sports in general. It's just, I don't know. It's just not, it's not fun cheering for teams who just don't care about the fans. I know it's a business. I know people are going to say there's no sports team that cares about their fans, but I don't think that's true. It's literally just there's so much money to make out there with all these TV deals, and they just forget about what really makes this thing count. I mean, at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's just a game. So I like I just love seeing what the Ballers are doing and the Souls and the Roots are doing. So I mean, we're just gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep supporting Oakland. We're gonna keep supporting the community and everything. Bryan, do you want to give us a rundown on the appearances, the athlete appearances that we have locked down so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just to piggyback off what you were saying, Anson, like seeing some of the comments when we drop like the player announcements and everything across all socials, right? I mean, we're on Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, all of that, right? And seeing how many memories are just popping up for people, right? And those comments right there about like almost like it's a shock that these players are giving them themselves to the community still, even after the A's are gone, right? And so what's crazy is like 3 of the dudes that are showing up, those are guys that we got a connection with because of community work here in Oakland, right? Like Tyson Ross runs Loyal to My Soul. They run clinics with current and past players in Oakland. They bring the youth together. They preserve baseball in Oakland, and they run a phenomenal camp, right? And so through the work that we're doing with them, that's how we were able to link up with Piscotty, Daulton Jefferies, Jemile Weeks, and stuff like that. And and so basically they were like ecstatic when we were talking and when we pitched the whole idea to them and everything like that. Tejada was like over the moon about coming out. He's bringing his son, Miggy Jr.
Nice.
Ruben Sierra, like the minute he got on Twitter, like his first tweet was like, yo, the A's got their comments off. And so, I got to tip the cap and I got to shout out Coliseum Kings because we work with them directly and they have a long relationship with some of these guys like Tejada, Ruben Sierra, Jose Canseco. So we definitely leaned on them as far as getting players to come and everything like that. And so, and Jose, it's just like, Jose's like, cool, let's go, let's do this. And so like they understand though the importance of the history of that community, right? The community is the fans, it's the players, it's the organization, right? The employees, like they understand how important that is. And it doesn't matter what John Fisher does and how much he does it, like you'll never take that away from any of us. And when that all comes together, it's like a synergy that's like unparalleled, undefeated. And you've seen that last year at Fans Fest, right? I mean, every vendor sold out. Every athlete was like, this is like amazing. Foul Territory, the national broadcast, who's literally like the biggest baseball like syndicate right now, is like Scott Braun's like, this is a career moment for me. You know what I mean? And so yeah, we got Miguel Tejada, we got Jose Canseco, we got Ruben Sierra, the guy that they traded for with Jose Canseco, Jemile Weeks. So we're bringing the magic of 2012 there. I mean, that season was, what can you say about it? Daulton Jefferies, right? So Stephen Piscotty. And the cool thing about Piscotty, Daulton Jefferies, and Jemile Weeks is they don't want money for this. And so what we worked out with them is said, hey, we're going to donate to your charities. So their charities are directly benefiting from the work they do in the community, right? And then on top of that, we got NorCal Nodders, Rob Roberts with 33 Customs. He's making bobbleheads. So make sure you guys hit up his booth. He's only going to have about like 3 to 5, depending on how many he can make from now until Fans Fest. You know, he's like, God damn, there's so many players. And so when you purchase those 3 guys' bobbleheads at his booth, all of those proceeds will go on top of our donation to their foundations, right? So that's going to be awesome. And then we're going to continue to work with their organizations as we do more events and product launches and stuff like that. And so it's dope. So not only are we getting these players, like there's a whole community aspect behind these players being there as well.
Yeah, I can't really stress enough. Just going back from last year's Fans Fest. I mean, I've oftentimes this is the third one that we've done for Fans Fest, but just thinking about the growth that we've been doing in our work with it. But last year in particular, just to go back to what you said, Brian, about how the players, the former players, genuinely want to be here. I remember
Yeah.
specifically two of them from last year. One was Ben Grieve, two was Grant Balfour.
Yeah.
I was working the autograph line for Ben Grieve, and he wanted to sign for everyone. Like that line was so long, and he was just saying he was making comments to me like, we're talking, he's like, so y'all really did this yourselves? Like, I mean, do you have like a history and party planning? We're like, I mean, we planned a bunch of tailgates. I mean, that's pretty much the extent of it. I mean, like we're just wrong with it, and even I think the funniest one was with Grant Balfour. It was after he was done just signing autographs. He wanted just to walk around the whole venue. He wanted to take it all in, just like all the fans that were there. And
Yeah.
he had like a 6-pack of beer, and he yelled at me. He was like, Anson. I was like, first of all, I was like, oh my God, he remembered my name, which is cool enough for first of all. So he goes like, Anson, like with his accent and with his fiance at the time. And he's like, this is the coolest event I've been to in years.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like it feels like FanFest, but if they actually got it, like got the memo, like he's like, y'all really did this. Like this is the most
Yeah.
impressive thing I've seen in years. So I was like, all right, dude, so we're doing something right. So
Did you see the picture, right? That Balfour took next to the John Fisher cutout with the clown nose
yeah.
at the Cruise Plumbing booth. And so like, dude, and he's got his lemonade in one hand, he's got a 6-pack in the other. Like I'm telling you, this is gonna be like, this shit's gonna be dope again. And he stayed like the entire time, man. Like he was just hanging out. Ben Grieve was like hanging out. And so Ben Grieve is a wild card. He might still come. So his wife's out of town. He's got the dogs. He's got their pets. And his son has a tournament. Dude, and his son has a tournament, a baseball tournament. But he's like, yo, can I fly in and fly out same day? I said, easy, let us know. And so he might still be a wild card for this, but he might not be signed out. He'd be like working the booth, and he'd be volunteering probably this year.
Dude, I mean, we had players do that last year. I mean, fly in the morning, fly out at night. That's anyone's welcome. I mean, it's literally just the thing is this year, obviously it's Oakland centric. We want to make it specifically Oakland, but we're opening it up to anyone and everyone who understands that. I mean, you can, like, for example, the San Jose Sharks, San Jose Barracuda, they want to be here. The Bay Area Panthers, they want to be here. They want to be here for Fans Fest. I'm like, if it doesn't matter at this point, it's more of understand the situation, understand that there's still a passionate fan base, a community that cares. What we're doing and is very special. It's very unique. The way that the way that the people of Oakland and the East Bay, the way that they turn out for Oakland and Oakland sports, it's similar to cities like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, but it's very, very different. It's something that I could be biased, could be not biased, but it's just something that I've personally seen that's very unique about being a Bay Area fan first, but an Oakland fan is a whole different level. It's you kind of get looked down on and you're overly prideful, We live in an area, in a region where people claim that, oh, no one cares about Oakland or Oakland sports, but we ride or die for our teams like unlike anyone else. And why would we put on a fans fest if no one cared? Why do
Well,
Exactly.
you're
Who else
being,
is doing shit like this?
no one
bro,
is?
exactly.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
I don't want to toot our own. Well, maybe I do want to toot our own horn.
Yes,
But I
toot
mean,
it.
honestly, what other fan base, like you guys were just saying a few moments ago, all of this that we do, this is all a grassroots effort, you know? And not only that, it's not like any of us are getting paid from this shit,
No.
Like
I
we
wish.
all have regular jobs,
Bro.
Like we're all just regular ass people that just, came together a long time ago and were, fanatics about it. And we like to party, really. And we want to party with other people. And we're good at throwing parties. So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Dude, name one fan base that's ever had to throw their own fans fest.
I don't know of one. I mean, if someone knows of one, please correct me when you see this episode, hit us up. But
Yeah.
I don't know of one.
Now it's disgusting on so many levels that we have to do this, but it's not like this is an obligation. This is like, I mean, you got the happiest place on earth is Disneyland, and then like 1B is like Coliseum, like 1C is Fans Fest in Oakland, ran by the fans because we understand what we all want, right? The type of booths and the merchandise that's going to be there, it's what diehard fans love, right? But the level of creativity, it's unparalleled. Like who does what NorCal Otters does, right? And then who's able to garner the support of professional sports teams outside the Bay Area, right? That's just a testament of how special it is, the thing that we have. I mean, shout out, we got the Stockton Ports, the minor league affiliate of the A's, coming back again, donating a bunch of signed balls from like all sorts of past players. And so they're donating not only their time and being there, but they're also donating like some dope stuff that you're going to be able to bid on. The silent auction, we'll have that again. It's going to be a little bit smaller. We had way too much stuff last year, and so there'll be two different auctions, right? That you can do. You can go over to the bobblehead one, and then you can go over to the table, which will have some of the signed memorabilia. There'll be some artwork, some really unique artwork there, and so there's gonna be a lot of items there.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be similar to last year with, all these booths, all these different vendors, all these local businesses just showing up and showing out. It's, I don't know, I'm treating it just like last year. I know last year people were kind of skeptical saying like, hey, like how many people are gonna show up? Like, is it gonna be a couple hundred, couple thousand? For some reason, I don't want to.
Oh, I watched Gabe's video back a couple days ago. You said like 2 to 3,000.
I thought it was gonna be a couple thousand, but it was way more than that showed up because I know people were like, is it like
Yeah.
a couple hundred?
Busy the whole time.
Yeah.
And all I did was sell beer. Literally, all I did was sell beer tickets. And I was busy the whole time. People were drinking, man.
So speaking of the beer, we're going to have designated booths. They'll be throughout the event, right? So you'll be able to taste, sample, buy beer. We're going to have souvenir cups back again. So there'll be hundreds of souvenir cups that'll be dispersed throughout there. We'll also have additional souvenir cups for people that don't drink, that want to get the cup, because that was one of the complaints, that they wanted the cup but not the beer. So we got that. That'll be at our booth. So we have additional. They're not a lot, right? But we got a couple hundred that'll be at our booth additionally, if you can just buy the souvenir cup. We also have like an enamel pin that will pair with the cup. So you can get the cup and the pin as well. And so, and the more money you spend, the bigger the donation it's going to be to the organizations that we're going to be giving back to. So save up. I mean, you ain't spending no money on season tickets for the A's, so you got some extra spending money.
Exactly. And if you're gonna buy season tickets, get your season tickets for the Roots, the Ballers, and the Soul.
You could buy all three for the same price or cheaper than you would if you just got a full season ticket with the A's. Man. Shit, yeah. I'm not even talking about this year's prices, but last year's prices. Yeah, season tickets. You can get Roots, Soul, Ballers, season tickets, and Barracuda for less than you would if you just got season tickets with the A's. You know what I mean?
And the best part about that, the games are fun. You don't have to worry about this relocation cloud that's been over Oakland A's fans for the last, what was it, 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
More like
Or
3 decades, man.
yeah, that. I mean, when it really got real about
Right. Of course.
travel in Vegas and all this stuff. Like, I mean, obviously it's been going down for decades, like we've said, but like, I feel like all that kind of got brushed under the rug towards the casual fans. The diehards kind of knew that relocation was always a thing, but
Right.
now that it's real. Now that the A's are out the Coliseum, what are you guys expecting to see this year in this new era that we're going into as Oakland sports fans? Like, what are you guys most excited about?
Let's start with me.
Yeah,
Well, I'm excited to see what the Ballers do in their second season, man. I mean, they made the playoffs. They've demonstrated that they have a good platform for guys to, try to extend their pro careers or start their pro careers. Because, we got guys who are young, we got guys who are, in their late 20s trying to hold on, trying to show that they belong in the game. So I think it's going to be exciting to see what the Ballers do again this year because there's a lot of guys who are hungry. And we're definitely building on the experience that we established with the Ballers last year. This year too. It's going to be bigger and better, but yet we're still trying to figure out more things of how to just make it more fun for folks and really replicate the experience that we had at the Coliseum over at Raimondi.
Mm-hmm.
I think the opening of the Prescott market is really going to be a game changer for the Ballers game experience. Just peeking in over there, I'm like, this is going to be like the pre-game, post-game place you want to be at. So I'm super looking forward to that. But I'm looking forward to being in the Coliseum again and like just being there and having fun and not, like you said, having that cloud of, oh man, this is going to be over. They're going to be moving. Like just being there and having fun and being with my friends.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
Like Dennis was saying, I'm looking forward to the Ballers in their second year. It looks like they brought back a surprising number of last year's team. I thought maybe they'd bring a couple of guys back, but so far they brought maybe 4 or 5 players from last year. So that's exciting. And again, the Roots made some interesting acquisitions. They're going to be at the Coliseum next year. Looking forward to seeing that and knowing that the Coliseum is going to be used and cared for at least the next several years.
Right on. What about you, Brian?
My turn. Oh yeah. So definitely Ballers, man. Ballers is something I'm super excited about. We're going to do some work behind the scenes with them. So we got a special bobblehead that we're doing that'll be out in June. If you know what June is, there's a hint right there why that month is significant for the Ballers. But like, I'm excited to experience soccer. Right, I've only been to 2 Roots games my entire life, right? And one of them was in San Jose at the Cell Meets Soccer, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited to remain at the Coliseum and experience a new sport, right? And same thing with hockey. I'm going to branch out, partake in some hockey in San Jose, and then driving up north and hitting up the Ports games and stuff like that, and so there's a lot to fill the cup, right? Our cup might have been poured out and damn near broke by the A's, but the cup has been rebuilt, right? And it's being filled back up with these teams that genuinely care about what they do. They understand their product. That's one thing that the A's didn't understand. They didn't understand the product. You had the vice president of the actual A's thought the Oakland 68s and Last Dive Bar were the same damn group. They didn't even know one sat in right field, one sat in left field, one's a 501, one's an LLC. Like they didn't even know, you know what I mean? But like literally like already, like we haven't even like been to a Roots games and we know some people working with the Roots and everything like that. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that. We're going to continue to honor like the memories of our past and stuff like that. And so, because the mourning process, it's a unique experience for each person, and some get over it fast, some take longer. And so, like in parallel to celebrating things that are new, for us and maybe other people that have only been A's fans, like, we're gonna still honor the memories, but also look forward to the future and positive things to come. Like Ballers got some studs on that team. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see Martinez hitting tanks again. Like that's the new Bash brother right there. And so hopefully Hubbard's able to come back this year. And so like Um, yeah, man, it's exciting. And like, again, like Prescott Market, it gives an opportunity to for people to see like what the venue is able to provide. This thing's so dope. Like, if you thought last year at Block 15 in the surrounding area was cool, like this place is massive. It's way bigger. They have an indoor, outdoor space. And then we're gonna have the surrounding streets and everything like that. Raimondi Park will be actually like closed off, but that whole park area, you'll be able to have your kids run around, play on the playground, play out there. And then the streets are going to be lined with vendors, lined with food, lined with merch. It's going to be off the chart. You know what I mean? And so, like, we have a lot of people love the band we had there last year, American Cheese. They're coming back.
Nice. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, we got the Banda coming back, right? Caesar and his crew with Cynthia Legrand, who's a really amazing singer. She'll be back. We got DJ Chris of the 209, who we met through our relationships with the Ports. That man is amazing. If you were at the the Wake, he was the DJ that was performing after the final game, and so he'll be there spinning it up in between the MCs. We got Rick Tittle coming back, Casey Pratt, Melissa Lockard of the Athletic, so they'll be back again. Cameo by Brodie Brazil, and there's some other people we're talking to too. Depending on their schedules, we're trying to get some other people in as well. And so there might be some wild card announcements. You never know. We might have a big name drop as it gets closer. You know what I mean? And looking forward to after the NBA All-Star break. Really hoping that we see the Valkyries and Warriors there in some capacity. And so hopefully after the All-Star break, they'll have some availability and can get a table out there. So that'd be pretty dope for the community if they're there.
Yeah, one thing that we try to do with Fans Fest is to showcase different places and spots in Oakland that we love and are near and dear to our hearts, and that we want people outside of Oakland in the East Bay to experience. The first Fans Fest was held at Brooklyn Base, and the second one, obviously last year, was at Block 15 in Jack London Square. This year, I'm very excited about West Oakland, and like Shireen was saying with Prescott Market, if you haven't been to Prescott Market or have not seen the improvements that West Oakland has done over the years, or more so recently, just come and check it out, man. There's a lot of cool things going on. During this baller season, I'm excited, especially on like those Friday, Saturday night games or Saturday day games, honestly, because you can make a whole day out of it. It's family friendly. You can pull up there, easily park, safely park. You can get some good food, get some good drinks. You can just check out there's so many businesses that are opening up around the area. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with West Oakland with the next couple of years. I don't know, I'm getting excited more and more by the day. And like you guys were saying about the Coliseum, this is a huge year, man, for not just for the Roots, but the fans. I mean, I feel that we have a huge responsibility this year with Oakland Roots to prove to the world that Oakland is a professional sports city. We are not a town that should be abandoned. We are not a town that should be forgotten about. We care about our sports, man. For me personally, I always thought that if you cared, if you showed Oakland love, they'll show the love back to you tenfold. The Roots have done such a great job with their marketing. They've done such a great job of connecting with the community. They actually get Oakland. They're finally back in Oakland. I know that soccer may not be everyone's favorite sport, but I personally love soccer. I've taken people to Roots games that don't really follow soccer, but they just love the vibe there. They love going there, and them coming back to the Coliseum is huge. I know they had a lot of stops along the way. They played at Laney. They were in Las Positas for a bit. That was weird. They spent the last
Went
couple
to
years.
those games.
Oh God, please don't ever go back there. They were in
They won every single time I was there, though.
I mean, it's yeah. Shireen is the good luck charm for the Roots. I will say that. They spent a couple years at Cal City East Bay, and although that was a convenient spot, it wasn't Oakland. It wasn't the greatest place for people to commute and go back as far as like public transportation. Not saying that it was unsafe, but it just wasn't ideal. But now that they're back in
You got to go
Oakland,
up that hill, man. It was,
yeah, that hill sucks. I had to go down
so you
those.
can't really, you can't. It's not really like pedestrian friendly, public
Not at
transportation
all.
friendly. It was, and I like the school, and I actually like the spot. And it's funny because honestly, it's a nice view when you finally get up there. It's a really nice view, but it's not the most convenient location for events like that.
Yeah, but like now they're back at the Coliseum now, and they're at a place where it's accessible to drive, to take BART, take AC Transit, take an Uber or Lyft, whatever you got to do. It's easy to get to. You're gonna be able to tailgate. You're gonna go to a place that is near and dear to your hearts. Like people, I grew up like everyone in this podcast grew up at the Coliseum. Everyone who is listening to this podcast grew up at the Coliseum. So I feel like there's really no legit excuse for you not to at least go to one game. It's going to be affordable, it's family friendly, it's so much fun, and it's just going to be a celebration. And I've been in some meetings with the SGs, which are supporter groups in the soccer world, just planning this whole season, and they're doing so much work. They're working night and day tirelessly. There's so many added features for the season at the Coliseum for Roots games that we haven't even seen for A's games. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a different feel, just obviously 'cause it's a different sport, but it's going to be that same Coliseum. So if you haven't bought a ticket or a mini package, I encourage you to do so. They're not paying me to say this. This is me just caring. I literally drive by the Coliseum every day to go to work, and it's just like,
Same.
man, it's just like, come on, like, give
And
me,
and section 107.
yes,
Find a seat in section 107. Find it at 106, 108, but sit in that area. That's where the 68s were going to be. That's where we got our season tickets.
We have a
yeah.
ticket link too. We have a ticket link. We can
Yes.
post it on our Instagram if you are interested in sitting with the 68s last dive bar. We are going to be sitting in section 107. I can post that ticket link on our socials with Twitter, Blue Sky, or is it X, Twitter? Who cares what Elon
I
Musk
still
calls it?
follow Twitter. Fuck Elon.
Yeah.
Exactly, whatever. Yeah, we'll do that on Instagram, whatever. I'll post that for everyone. I just want to encourage everyone just to check out a Roots game. At least
Yeah,
one.
definitely. March 22nd is opening night, fireworks on opening night. Like, pack that place, experience it, check it out. If you're gonna check out any game for the Roots, check out that opening night. Let's set a record, right? And sell that place out on March 22nd.
Yeah, I believe the record attendance for USL is around 32,000, I want to say. I feel like Oakland can easily do that and
That's
surpass it
pretty
and
good.
smash it. The Coliseum could fit what 60, 65K, whatever
Right.
that is. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
when it's all opened up. Yeah.
yeah, when it's all open up. I'm not saying that they're going to hit 65K, but they can easily do 35,000. 35,000 was like the bare minimum when during those years of like 2012, when in those years that was our weeknight attendance sometimes. So we can do that for a Saturday. I just want everyone to show up. We're gonna tailgate. We're gonna do it big, just like the 68s and last dive bar does. So yeah, come up, show up.
One thing I want to bring up is, like, as it gets closer, we always get a lot of questions, right? And so, like, logistics, right? The day of, how do we get there? Where do we park? So we're going to be giving out information right there. You can take BART. We're going to have shuttles. We're working on getting shuttles. So when you take BART, the shuttles are going to take you, drop you off right at the front gate of the event. The Ballers are also opening up one of the parking lots that has over 450 parking spots. So, and they'll have security in the parking lot the entire time. So there'll be parking available. Because a lot of the streets are going to be closed off. We'll post maps as it gets closer to let you know what's kind of how you would get in and stuff like that. So there'll be a parking lot. If you've been to the Ballers game, it's on the back end behind the soccer field and stuff. So there's going to be parking. But we encourage public transportation. Take BART. And there'll be shuttles that'll bring you in, and there's going to be designated like gates to the event, just like how we had last year. So you'll have like 3 or 4 different entrances and everything like that. So definitely take public transportations, but stay tuned because we will post on all of our socials all the information again about parking, about BART, about the shuttles, and everything like that. And if you're interested on like what's going to happen, what times or what, we're going to do our best. We're not saying we'll have it. We're not doing a website this year, but once we finalize the schedule of the events, we'll try to make a little one pager of that. So, like, okay, these interviews are going on at these times on which stage, also the times in which the athletes are going to be signing, right? I know right off the bat, you got Ruben Sierra and Jose Canseco are going to be in the 2 to 4 slot. So they'll be signing later in the afternoon. So autographs will be going off. You got ballers that will be signing as well. I know we might have, I think we got a Soul player coming. Roots
Yeah, I got Sam Tran's going to be there, confirmed. That's going to be cool. I know that it's going to be tough with the Roots. We want to get players out, but they're gearing up for a season, so they're obligated to be with the team. Completely understandable, but there will be representatives from the Oakland Roots that will be there. I know that they have a couple surprises that will be in store in terms of how they set up their booth. I don't want to give too much away. That's going to be exciting to see. I know I don't want to give too much away about the Sharks. That's going to be fun as well.
It might be a special guest too. I've been DMing back and forth with a Sharks celebrity, so we might have more announcements when it comes to the Sharks. So,
yeah. And if anyone wants to get involved, like there's still time to volunteer. If you volunteer, hit us up at fansfest@oakland68.org. Again, that's fansfest, not fanfest, at oakland68.org, not .com, .org. I know it's your brain kind of calibrates you to.
We're gonna need when this podcast airs, we need special graphics. When you say that, it's gonna pop up fansfest.org.
Get out, Alex.
Yeah, Alex is listening.
Producer Alex, get on this, all right?
Shout out to Alex in good old Mexico.
Alex, the producer.
I know, man.
Yeah, I wanted to make a graphic for him coming out like
appearing at extra work for me, dude. You guys are making extra work for me over here.
Alex, pop up in here.
Let's fly Alex out.
Now I gotta make some extra graphics. Oh god.
It's in the budget.
Oh no.
It's in the budget.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm gonna jump in here real quick.
Yeah, look at that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I just want to say it. Like, as I've been out of the country for the past like 5 months or whatever, so just to hear you guys talking about this, I'm literally looking at flights right now. I'm like, how could I get back there for this? I'm fired up. Like, I don't know. I think it's really cool what you guys are doing, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, because it's crazy. Because if you, last year, the type of access you had to the players, to some of the team executives. I mean, we had people like Andy Dolich from last year had a booth and stuff like that. And so you get to speak and talk with people that ran the A's organization and are currently running these teams. Like the owners of the Ballers are going to be there. The coaches of the Ballers are going to be there. Like you get access to these guys and you can have conversations with them that you wouldn't typically have at a typical Fans Fest. And like, we say we have designated times for the autographs, but a lot of these players, if you went last year, they're standing around just signing autographs all the time. You know what I mean? And so,
what I think you guys are going to prove is like, dude, you guys are clearly not the problem, dude. Like, you guys, it was never you guys. Like, I'm just excited to just see like all the visuals, because at the end of the day, you guys just want to have fun, right? Like, you guys are just going to throw like a huge party, and it's like through the lens of sports, yes, but it's actually, I think the name is perfect, like Fans Fest. Like, you guys are just celebrating each other, and after everything everybody went through last year, like, I think it's really cool. It's like, and like you said, the Ballers and Roots, it's like, this is like, it's almost like kicking off a new era, So I'm just congrats to you guys for doing everything. It's really impressive.
And
I think this is just the beginning too, dude. This could become like every year could just keep growing and growing. And it's
that's right.
One year you guys are gonna be taking over the Coliseum, dude, and then it's gonna be going back home, dude. That's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Well, you better do it before they demolish it. So yeah, maybe next year. Yeah.
Hey, well, we got a few years for that. We got a few years for that.
No, yeah. But seriously, but yeah, shout out to the Ballers and Roots and all the teams involved, and the fact that Miggy is stoked, that made me super happy to hear, because I know, like, like the way that he kind of got out of baseball, but it sounds like, like it's really cool. Like, he's all about Oakland fans. So
Yeah, man, he's living it up in the DR. So we're flying him out from the DR, him and his son Mickey Jr. and stuff like that. And so, I can't even express like how excited he was. Like it was not even like going back for. It was like boom, easy. Everybody that's coming, it was like not a like begging to come. It was like, hell yeah, let's do this and easy. You know what I mean? Like while we're on the meeting right now, Jemile Weeks is like calling me up, and you know what's crazy is I get to see all the metrics from the posts that we do and stuff like that. You know who's damn there? It might eclipse Miggy as far as interactions. Jemile Weeks.
Really, people are stoked to see Jemile. That's awesome, man. I love
it's insane the love that man has from this fan base and just the people that he works with, which is just a testament of how good of a person that dude is. Like he's salt of the earth, like good people. I mean, all these guys are like Piscotty and the work he does with the ALS Foundation and Daulton Jefferies with the foundation he runs and stuff like that. Like I'm telling you, it's just
Tyson
funny when
Ross too. What Tyson's doing too is really
man,
cool, dude. Like keeping baseball alive in Oakland is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's the whole thing with like the dirt that we're doing. Like that shit's raised like thousands of dollars for his organization, which is just basically preserving like the baseball in this community and ensuring that the kids have somewhere to go. They get the highest level of training, and then that only just pays off in the long run in their careers. And then next thing you know, you hear about all these players like from Oakland that are playing in the big leagues that went through these camps. You know what I mean? And so we're going to continue to work
Tyson
with him.
was born and raised in Oakland. I mean, he went to O'Dowd, like, you know, he's Oakland through and through. So I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're actually like, if there's still demand for the dirt, like, we still want to continue, like we're going to have it at Fans Fest, but then we don't know if we're going to have it after that. But if there's still demand for it, like we're going to continue to work with him. And then also Jemile's, organization he runs with, because then you're literally on both coasts, you know, benefiting baseball, right? In Florida with Jemile, and then here in Oakland and the Bay Area and stuff. And so super excited for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk to Jemile Weeks again. I've met him a few times, you know, during his tenure with the A's. Super down to earth dude, hell of a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
I always thought he was one of the most underrated fan favorites, as weird as that sounds. Everyone loved him. I mean, I remember how fast he was running those bases. He always loved playing for the fans. He loved playing for Oakland. I remember watching him play when he was with the River Cats. There's a particular play that I want to bring up to him. It should have been a triple, but it wasn't. And every time I brought it up to him like years ago, he automatically cut me off. It was like, it should have been a triple. So I want to see, if that still like lives rent free.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see if Jose Canseco pulls up full uniform like he did for the Reggie Jackson softball charity game. If nobody was there, I swear to God, so a couple of us volunteered for that in the clubhouse. Players walked in, just regular street clothes. It was a Sunday morning. All of a sudden, I see the biggest man in the world at the time wearing the wedding gown whites. Dude had his family with him. Straight A's jersey, custom name on the back. He had the pants. He had the cleats. Looking for pine tar for a softball game. So I want to see if he's gonna just pull up in a full uniform. I know he's probably excited for that. It's gonna be hilarious. We know seeing Jose and Ruben Sierra cross paths because the whole trade that went down.
Oh, dude!
I don't want to.
Yeah, dude. That's
I kind of want them to be on stage, but like trading Jose for.
I was laughing my ass off.
Dude. You should have one going for the other. Like, we're gonna trade Jose for Ruben now.
Bro, trust me. I was talking with Casey about this. Like, how funny would it be if we traded Jose off the stage for Ruben Sierra? Like, that was the first time in my baseball loving life that like I was legit devastated when they literally pulled him out of a game, and my dad's having
using the damn on deck circle, man.
Yeah, because I was only like. Geez, like I was maybe 10 or 9 years old or 10 or 11. I don't know how old I was, but I remember that was the first time I was confused as shit. Right. And that was like really the first taste of what a trade feels like and the scorn you feel from that. But there's one dude on Facebook. He actually, in the video that we posted from his highlight, And shout out to Gamer Athletics. He's the one that did all those videos for us. He's a man of the people. He'll be there. He'll have a booth. He's got great pins that he's debuting there. But anyways, one of the home run in that video, he caught that ball. And so I'm like, you still have the ball? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, you got to bring it. I'll make sure that ball gets signed. You know what I mean? And so, and also autographs, you might see me pop in with the autographs. And so don't get mad if I'm cutting you off, but there's event items that they need to sign for the auction. Like, we'll have custom FanFest baseballs. They're going to be signed by the players, and you can get that at the silent auction booth. And we also, we're making posters again, and then we'll have those at our booth. And then so you can grab the posters, and then you can try to get all the players to sign them and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of cool.
And yeah, it should be very accessible for the fans that are going to be out there in terms of meeting the players. I know last year, as many people as it was very fluid. It was very easy for people to approach their favorite players. I remember when we were inside Block 15 and they had Coco Crispos in there, Grant Balfour were in there, and it felt like they got mobbed, but they didn't. I mean, everyone, they're also shout out to them for being so gracious with the fans. They took their time with everyone. They're taking pictures left and right, even though they had to be at certain spots at a certain time, even though they were trying to get to their green room. But there's people just mobbing them because they felt the love of Oakland and the fans that people grew up watching these players and they wanted to be there and they understood it. So, I mean, I know that people were asking, oh, are they going to sign autographs? I'm like, yeah, of course they are. I mean, it's going to, if you're in line waiting for them, they're going to be walking around most likely. They're very approachable. It's just a very family friendly, I don't know. It's just the whole vibe for Fans Fest is something so unique. It's so organic. Everyone just understands the assignment, if that makes any sense. So,
dude, Grant literally canceled his engagement photo shoot in Hawaii. Canceled the flights, canceled the shoot to be there at Fans Fest. Like, that's how important it was for him to go there. And then, like, yeah, he made the most of it. And so, but like last year, we flew all those guys out first class. Like, we upgraded all the rooms at the waterfront hotel. You know what I mean? And so, like, we treated them as best as we possibly could, and they felt it. And so, like, and you're going to continue to see these guys. Like, we want to do an event later on in the year for Clay Wood, right? And appreciation for everything he's done for the fan base after he's left with the dirt and everything. And so we want to do a special event with him, have a bunch of players come out for that. And so a lot of guys are down for that. And so, these guys are staying connected to this fan base because, I mean, that's how special this fan base is. And even in the playing days when they were here, like, everybody's got a story about such a unique experience they had with these players and develop friendships with. You hear it all the time. And so, so it's you might even see Z-Man too. Z-Man said if he gets back
what a legend, man.
If he gets back from spring training in time, he said that week he's coming back, but he doesn't know which day yet. He will definitely come. So you might see Z-Man out there taking photos, and if he is coming, he'll definitely be on stage, man, because that guy is a living legend.
Best stories ever. That guy.
Oh yeah. So
I'm pretty detached from Major League Baseball right now because I keep forgetting that it's spring training time. Usually I'm counting down the days till pitchers and catchers report, and I literally saw on SportsCenter this morning that today was the first day. I was like, oh,
pitchers and catchers report
pretty early.
Yeah, it was weird to get it.
It's great. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that, the little bitty appreciation patch they did for Ricky. Like, oh, we have to put a patch on. Okay, let's make it the size of a quarter and slap it on a jersey that, oh man, it looks like a Chinese knockoff, man, with the athletics on the chest on that Kelly Green, which those Kelly Green jerseys, if y'all remember, and I know you do, those were made and debuted for what? The 50th anniversary in Oakland, right? That was a celebration jersey for the 50 years in Oakland for the 50th anniversary year. And like, they're going to slap athletics on, like, no creativity whatsoever. Like, come up with some new shit. You know what I mean? And stop riding off the coattails of what the fans and the old regime created. You know what I mean? Like, good old Catherine Aker.
Well, it's the same thing with the Sacramento patch. No creativity, man. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
about just getting it done for the
Hey, you see
lowest amount
that?
of effort and
It looks like a
expense.
River Cats logo. Like, what is that?
Yeah, dude. And dude, it's like you see that bridge right behind the stadium? Yeah, let's put that on the jersey. Like Jesus Christ,
Well,
man.
hell, they didn't even give us the the logo for 58 years in Oakland until what, August?
August. That was the middle of August. Yeah. And then they made a sticker and put it on and said, "Look, this is the pin, but you got to pay $50 in order to buy it."
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like like by the time they debuted that, and it was 56 years, not 58. But by the time they
Bro.
debuted that, I totally forgot. Like, oh yeah, like normally sports franchises do this thing when they're leaving a facility. They usually roll this out like 2 fucking months before the season starts, and they hype it up and they sell merchandise with that shit.
Well,
But
the
once again,
hardest
it's the
part,
Oakland A's. They're doing everything for the least amount of effort and expense possible, so they don't give a fuck.
yeah, but the hardest part about getting that pin is trying to be because if you were at the Coliseum in August and September and you went into the team shop, there ain't shit in there. They weren't restocking anything. It was bone dry. So the
Right.
hardest part was trying to find $50 worth of shit to buy in order for you to get the pin. You know me, I love pins, and I have to get every single one, right? Especially in the final year. So I got Gabe. I wasn't at that game when that pin dropped in the store, and I got Gabe trying to buy shit. And he's like, "Bro, they don't have your size. They don't have this. They don't." So I ended up getting like some random ass shit, and I'm like, "Gabe, what is this?" He's like, "Bro, I just tried to get $50 worth of stuff, and it was like." Man, it was like a kid's extra large, and it's still like a nightgown on my son. And bro, that was rough.
It's like, how many Stomper pillow pets can one man buy
Bro, I got 6.
day? That's all they had. That's all they had. Like, what is
Yeah, man.
you get some like Ryan Sweeney game used whatever cleats that they found in the minus. They had some Ryan Sweeney giveaway jerseys down there. Like what
Yeah.
they didn't have anything because they didn't care. But
Nah, man. And they still don't care. They're just trying to make it seem like they do and pretend and put on a show. But people in West Sac, I mean, hey, they're just there for the ride. And if they end up in Vegas, I mean, fuck, dude. Good luck. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? Good luck.
Sac's
Look,
getting
'cause I
played.
ain't giving you
Sacramento
no
is
fucking
getting
time or
played.
attention.
Yeah. So, but
Not to the A's, not to any other Major League Baseball team. They basically gave 30 owners gave me the finger. You know, I didn't miss
yeah.
a fucking home game for 5 years, man. I saw 4 no-hitters in the fucking Coliseum, and they basically said, "Yeah, that's not enough." It's like, all right, you guys don't need my fucking money anymore. If for anybody else, who's watching this or listening to this, think about where you spend your money when it comes to sports and entertainment. You know,
Yeah.
I understand it's hard to let go of Major League Baseball, something that was in your life for so long. But you got to remember, these guys don't own the sport. They don't have a monopoly on the sport. There's other options to watch baseball. There's other options to partake in sports in your community, and there's other ways to build up your community. So don't forget that, and don't fall into this trap of thinking the capital class controls all the ways for you to express your pride and to build community, because they don't. It belongs to the people.
Exactly. And it's a lot of this has to do with we're not here to dictate on how sports fans decide to live their lives, but it's important to realize kind of like what the consensus of what we're all saying, support the people who support you. The
Mhm.
Roots support you. They stand up for you. Obviously, they're a business just like any other sports team, like the Ballers and everyone else. But they understand the important part, which is community. They respect the city of Oakland. They respect the teams and players who came before them, who paved the way for them to even have the opportunity to continue the professional sports legacy in Oakland. So a lot of people who are just saying, "Oh, Ballers are just minor league baseball or the Roots are minor league soccer." Does it really matter at this point?
I
Because
mean,
It should never matter. Even
the
if it's
A's,
on
the
the
A's are a
foremost, it should
minor
never
league
matter.
baseball team,
yeah,
bro.
the A's are playing
It
in
should
a
never
they have a
matter.
minor league the A's already have a minor league mentality which matches the stadium that they're playing at next year and the year after that. So
What's the nickname for them? The minor league to the majors, right? The minor league
yeah.
team for the majors. I mean, the A's have operated like below a minor league standards. You know what I mean? You go to these minor league games, you go to a Ports games, and they treat you better, and the entertainment and the in-game activities is far better than what you had at the Coliseum, where they were budget cutting everywhere, closing down everything, getting rid of third-party contracts. So half the Coliseum was shut off because they didn't have anybody to physically work it. Like, you know what I mean? Come on now. Like,
They made so many little cuts because they didn't give a shit about the experience. I mean,
yeah.
AAA truck they used to have that would go through the lot after the game to give people a jump or help them with a flat tire, things like that. That shit was long gone, the last few years. Just little things like that add to the fan experience that make people think, hey, it seems like this business gives a shit about me, really wants my dollar. I'll come back. And for the last decade or so, the A's, at the direction of John Fisher, were content to say, no, we're not going to really make any investment in the fan experience. And by the time they started to come around, when they did the whole treehouse thing and rooted Oakland shit, they had already poisoned the fucking well, for a decade plus. So it's no surprise that, oh yeah, we gave a little, effort for a year or two, and now we're just going to go, and do a complete 180 on all that and say, no, you know what, we're actually not in rooted Oakland. Oh yeah, it serves you right that people were skeptical when they saw you trying to, do this whole rooted in Oakland thing, because they knew, like, well, your track record says otherwise, that you're not actually rooted in Oakland. So, it's they never really put the effort forth, and they didn't understand it's not just about, oh, hey, we're making an effort here after so long of pissing on you. Come on back. We're giving you a Major League Baseball experience. It takes time to build that relationship. That's over years, of actually being invested in the community and showing the people that are giving you your money that you actually give a shit.
They got rid of our boy Alex Espinoza. Not forgetting about that.
But I mean, I think it's really cool that Brodie's going to be there. I think it's really cool that Casey's going to be there. Like, or I'm assuming Casey's going to be there. But
Tomorrow I'm gonna drop all the MCs. Like, Casey's been giving me shit. He's like, yeah, cool, Jose Canseco, but when am I getting my grab?
He's waiting for the Casey.
Yeah, dude. We had a like a planning meeting with all the stakeholders today, and Casey's on there, and he's already wearing his Fans Fest shirt. That we said he's ready, man. He's ready.
Dude, I'm stoked that when I saw that news, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense that the Ballers hired Casey. So I think that's just going to be awesome this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we need a Ricky blog vlog from Fans Fest. Like, come on,
dude.
Bro.
I need to. I don't know. I gotta look at the financials here, dude. But I was planning on coming back in April, so it's like I don't know. I gotta see.
Okay, because
Gabe, go find me for Alex to fly him out to Fans Fest.
Yeah, fly me out, bro. First class. Is that what you said, right? Yeah. No.
Yeah, because Gabe and Dylan, man, they're working a booth, so we got an opening position for an official vlogger Fans Fest.
It'll be fun.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Well, we're closing in on an hour of the podcast. Is anything else y'all would like to add about the event that is Fans Fest that is coming?
Yes, I got something really important.
Okay,
this is a free event to the public, right?
Right.
Yes.
This is coordinated, hosted by a 501, right, a nonprofit, and an LLC not-for-profit, right? So we need all the help we can get us financially. Like, so if you got anything to donate, man, please donate, right? You're gonna have the time of your life. The memories you're gonna make are unforgettable. It'll be priceless. Like, even if it's $5, $10, $20, $1,000, 10,000, no. But this stuff costs a lot of money, and like last year, and this year, we're draining the bank accounts too. You know what I mean? So and it's not an obligation. We love it. Make it rain. But if you can, and you're able to, help, donate, man. This is for the community, by the community. We need the community's help. And so if you're able to, man, donate to Fans Fest. You can go to oakland68.org, right on the main page. You can hit the donate button. It's all tax deductible, so you can write it off at the end of the year. Takes away from your taxable income. You know what I mean? If you're going to donate to something this year, donate to yourself and the memories you're going to make on March 1st.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just took the words out of my mouth. I mean, we don't get paid for this. None of us get paid for this. We do this. It's a labor of love.
Only Dennis. We pay Dennis.
We pay Dennis
to look fabulous.
You're not watching
on the
how the rest of us look.
Yeah, with those glasses. That's how he funds the glasses. It's your donations go to his face. Kidding. But if you do feel so inclined to donate your time or money, hit us up on socials. Go to oakland68s.org. Email fansfest@oakland68s.org. We appreciate your support, your time. We appreciate the love for the community and everything. So let's just show up and show out like we always do. It's town business, baby. We're out here. Oakland all day. It's a new era of Oakland sports, and we are honored and privileged to be the ones who are carrying that flag and stopping that door wide open. So contact us if you need any help, suggestions, anything, advice.
Hell, if y'all want to talk shit, it's all good.
There you go. That too. So,
it's all good. If you want to hate on us, it's all good. Hit us up. We don't give a fuck.
Well, that being said, I guess we're going to wrap this thing up. Episode 6, Oakland 68's podcast. We will be more active on the podcast front now that sports are coming back and highlighting more community events and everything. So until next time, see you at Fans Fest. Take care. Oakland all day. Let's go, Oakland.
Right.